Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Casual Conversation with GNA. Let me see comments. We have Nightmare. Hi, Nightmare. How are you? He says, haunted cars, no. Being cursed, yes. You know what? That's what it sounds like. Hi, Luis
Mm.
Carlos. Shoot. I hope my internet's not slow. Sorry, guys. Porsche. Yes.
Mm.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Hi, Cowie. Okay. We're going to talk about some weird car scenarios going on. I don't know. I just thought about it and I was like, dude, that sounds interesting, right?
Yeah.
So we should talk about that. I mean, what do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just do it. Just do it. Just show everybody.
I was eating blue candy, so I have a blue tongue now.
She was eating. So she doesn't want to talk because everybody's going to be staring at her blue tongue.
Yeah, but now that you know.
All right.
Yeah.
So we're going to get started because it is kind of late, but I know it's a Friday night and a lot of us like to stay up, right? On Friday night and just, I don't know, chill. And especially in like the middle of winter. I mean, I don't even know. Are we in winter? We're in
Yeah,
winter.
we're in winter.
So we are going to talk about cars that have had weird histories or weird backgrounds. So we're going to jump right into it so we don't have to, you know, just drag on. We're going to start with this 1964 Dodge 330, and it came to be known as the most evil car in America.
Wow.
Does that sound crazy or what?
That sounds crazy because you don't really think
That
of
cars would be hunted
yeah.
or cursed or they would harm you. I mean, drivers might harm you, right? Like
Yeah, drivers do.
so um I don't know, I think it's weird. Um but yeah, I mean it's kind of like the same thing as haunted objects or cursed objects. Or right? Like can things really
Yeah.
cause harm? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So this Dodge um allegedly killed more than a dozen people. The car was first purchased by a police unit driven by three different police officers and throughout its, I guess, history in the force, right? But guess what happened, Eileen?
What?
These three police officers is what read that they ended up committing a murder suicide,
What?
which made people wonder if it had something to do with the car. I mean, how do you come up with that conclusion though? Like, what were all
Yeah, I
three of
think
them doing? Do people sit there and think like, what did they all have in common?
yeah, I think when it comes to a situation like that, like that was probably the last resort. Like, we really like looked at every detail, and the only thing was that all these people were in the same car or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right? Like it was
So,
all related to the vehicle.
and their conclusion was this car, they all drove the same car, so it must be the car.
Yeah, because I'm thinking like it had to be like a last resort thing, right?
Yeah, which is kind of sad that all three, I mean, one person, okay, two, okay,
But three?
three. That's weird, dude. Like, there's something weird going on, man. Like, I don't know.
You
Did they share the
know?
same locker? Like, it could be, like you just think, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So the next owner, so the police force got rid of this car, right? Because it had a bad reputation. They're like, okay, nobody wants to drive it. We're going to sell it. They sell it to a woman called, her name was, well, to the husband. The husband bought it and gave it to his wife, Wendy. I don't know if he knew the history of the car, but like you would think. Hi, Marquita.
Hi.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Um, But if your husband gave you a car where you know the last 3 owners did something crazy and it was all
Then
this
yeah, like I would be like, nah, there's something up with that
be
car,
like, what in the
man.
first place, why did you buy the car? In the second
Hey, because
place,
it was a good deal.
why did you give it to me? Is this, like,
Oh, that's true.
right?
Like, hey, what are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good
So,
point.
she had some experiences with the car when she drove it on the highway. The car would open its doors without anybody touching them.
What?
I mean, right? And then the steering wheel would jam, placing passengers in harm's way. So, I mean, first people did this atrocity, right? The last 3 owners. Now this owner is claiming that the car like just opens its doors and it like locks. Is it like a transformer type of
I
situation?
know.
I don't know. It's not funny, but it's weird, right? Like you
Yeah,
don't know what
like
to think of it.
that's weird that it would do that.
So
Like, that's
members
weird.
of a local church went out and vandalized the car in an attempt to stop its use. Many of those that vandalized it ended up dead by an accident. That's crazy, right? So there was
That's
like a
crazy.
truck, like an 18-wheeler truck that like I don't know if they were all together when it happened, like maybe driving another vehicle and this 18-wheeler like ran like crashed. I don't know. I don't know exactly. It didn't say, it wasn't specific, but like these people, a lot of them that were participating in the vandalizing of that car died. And then another person was struck by lightning.
That's crazy.
Right? Like all because like, and how do you connect it to the car? Like, are you like, okay, well, we all touched the car and we all got hurt, so it must be the car, right?
Like, that's I don't even know what to make of that, honestly. Like, it's just very like it's very
Bizarre.
It's bizarre that the car would have that much power. You know what I mean? To cause all these events.
That is weird.
But
I
then
don't
again,
know.
I mean, right? They have like haunted artifacts, right? That they have like in museums and stuff. So then
Mhm.
what's to say that that's not like an
What if
example of that?
what if like you kind of believe it to be true? Kind of like a placebo, like where okay, I feel like if I touch it, then something's gonna happen to me, and then something does, and you kind of like
Okay,
connect it to the car.
but like it happened to like more than 2 people.
Yeah. Many people.
So like everybody was having placebos.
Okay. Well,
I don't know.
if that wasn't enough for you, in 2007, a young teen was dared to touch the car. A few weeks later, he murdered his entire family and set their house on fire.
And then like when you get to like what they did, it's always so intense.
Yeah. And like when I was reading this, I was like, this is like a movie. Like this is crazy, like some Final Destination type stuff.
Like, okay, not only did he murder his family, he burnt the house too.
Yeah.
And I mean, all of these cases are very intense.
Hi, Oracles.
Hi.
And beyond. Okay. In 2010, church members stole the car and chopped it up and dumped the pieces in different junkyards.
Okay.
Which
don't tell me something happened with these parts.
No, I mean, they said that the owner of the car, Miss Wendy, was upset at the fact that they destroyed her car, and so she went and tried to have the pieces recovered. I don't know if they put it back together. I don't know what happened. I was reading on it, but I forgot. It was fresh in my mind. Now it's like gone. But I think they ended up keeping the car. She ended up keeping the car. And that was it. Like, I guess I don't think they drive it. I don't think it's used. I'd have to really like go back. I don't know.
It sounds like Like it possesses them.
I don't know. It's weird, dude, but it is responsible. It is said that it is responsible for 32 deaths.
But like think about it, man. Like she was upset she had to get the parts back.
She did. She got the parts back and
I don't know, man.
you know, kept it. Let me
I don't
see.
know.
Let me read it again, you guys.
It
Hold
sounds like it controls its hosts. I don't know.
on. But how come she was fine? Like
the Dodge Dart.
no, how come she was fine? Like, you know, like she's been and she said that she's not like a believer. Like I think that the lady said that
She's like a strong-minded woman. Or?
Yeah, like she's cool with it. Like I'm not scared. So I don't know. It's called the Golden Eagle.
It looks creepy.
Let me see where it is now. If it has anything.
It's creepy.
Oh, it says,
what?
So she also, wait, what? She shared that the Golden Eagle has been passed down generation to generation in her family for over 40 years. She never felt ashamed or afraid of it. She and her family is the most vivid proof of the normal condition. Till now, most of the car parts have been collected, but we can never see it in full design. So I guess she still has it. There you go. Okay.
I don't know, that just gives EBGBs.
All right. Here we go. We're going to the next one. Do you want to read this one? Because I think you'll probably like that one.
Okay, so okay, so Archduke Franz Ferdinand Grafenschiff. Right?
Yeah, death limo.
Death limo is blamed for Franz's death, and beginning World War I, Franz was the heir to the throne of the tottering Austro-Hungarian Empire. A band of students that were Siberian nationalists or Yugoslavian nationalists assassinated Franz using guns and bombs supplied by
Colonel
Apais, head of the Siberian military intelligence, which caused Austria-Hungary into war. Limo became stalled, giving the assassins an opportunity to finish the job.
Okay, so let me talk a little because I remember this story. So this man, Franz, he had been trying. I guess there was a prior assassination attempt against his life, and so he survived. And that day, he used his limo to travel. He was going to the hospital where the people that were hurt during his assassination attempt were. So he was going to try to go out there and, you know, like kind of give them, I don't know, like appreciation. I don't know, like, I'm sorry this happened. And so this limo was stalled. It stopped like in the street. And one of the assassins was in a coffee shop across the street where his car was stalled, and he saw him and he's like, oh, look, that's the guy I was trying to kill. I'm going to go over there and kill him. And so he goes over there and kills him and his wife.
What?
Yeah.
And
and so they blamed the car because why did the car stop right then and there? Like, why did the car get stalled? You know, like, I mean, it is an old car, but go ahead.
Yeah, that's weird, man. So the next person who owned the car was an Austrian general who went insane as he rode the car through Vienna. The governor of Yugoslavia took oh, I thought that was his name, dude.
Took ownership. Oh my god. Sorry guys, it's been a long day.
So he took ownership, where it caused him 4 accidents and the loss of his arm before he sold it.
right?
What?
Right? Like,
This is crazy. A surgeon friend of the governor bought the car and got into a crash 6 months later that killed him. The next owner was a German captain who died driving while trying to avoid pedestrians. The car claimed 13 lives and would be owned by 15 different people before it retired to a museum. Intense, man, intense.
right? Like, what? Like,
You know what? That's a good point being brought up there. Like, do you think that would be the same case with the JFK?
yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Oh, we are.
Okay.
Dude, let me talk about that.
Okay. The next car we have is James Dean's Porsche
Ooh,
550 Spider. It's really pretty.
It is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
I was like, that's a cute little car.
It is.
But it is kind of small, so
It's a two-seater.
Yeah, like that's kind of scary, you know? Like small cars can be scary. But his crash happened not too far from where we are, right?
Yeah.
And so I remember Eileen, we were going to the beach and Eileen's like, "Oh, wait, there's like a little place
Mhm.
right there. What is it? Like a winery?"
Yeah.
Where it says like it has posters of him and like
Yeah. It has like little like
memorabilia.
yeah.
How do you say it?
memorabilia.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it has like this big it's not a statue, but it's like a big poster.
It's like a
like
what is it called?
I know when you can't
It's like
think
made
the
out of
name right now.
wood.
Yeah, and it's nice, and it's James Dean because that was the street he was driving on, right, when he got into his accident.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
so it was him, and it was a woman that was with him. They both got into the accident,
and he like they have a lot of like things.
Hi, Paper Chaser. Hi, Chaos.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah,
we are.
Okay.
Yeah, but he was a handsome lad, I gotta say.
You know what?
James Dean.
I seen pictures of him. He was handsome, but was he like in movies?
Yeah, man. He was.
Is that what it was? More movies? Okay. I don't know, guys.
Yeah,
I'm
but
sorry.
what a sad way to go, right?
I wasn't very familiar.
What a sad way to go, right?
Kind of, and then that
Because
makes me think of Paul Walker too.
Oh man.
Okay.
Man.
So back to Mr. James Dean's car. So while driving to a race in Salinas, California, iconic actor James Dean lost control of his Porsche Spider. The car took Dean and his passenger off the road and flipped into a gully. Dean was killed and his passenger was seriously injured. Dean's friend, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't want to say his name. I mean, I don't know, whatever. But his friend gained control of the wrecked Spider and began to sell parts to other drivers. He sold the engine and drivetrain to 2 doctors. They added them to their vehicles and raced in Pomona, California, in which both doctors got into an accident and one of them died.
What?
Okay, so is this another one of those things where
it seems like it?
Coincidence?
I think
right?
Not.
Yeah, like that situation. Because how do you put 2 and 2 together? How do you say, oh, it must have been what did he buy? They bought the what did I say they bought?
Like an engine, didn't you say?
Yeah. Like, so they bought parts from the car. And so that they decide like, oh, maybe it was the parts that cost them to,
yeah,
like to I don't know.
Derail?
Dean's friend donated the vehicle to the CHP and they used it to warn people of reckless drivers. So basically the CHP took it and they would kind of like take it around schools and kind of display it as an example of what a car crash is like, reckless driving. I don't know if Mr. Dean was driving recklessly when it happened. Maybe that's why
he was driving like at a fast speed.
Okay.
I believe.
So So the CHP took the car and then they stored it in a garage where it was kept. And guess what? The garage
What?
caught fire,
What?
but the car was fine.
What?
So, okay, right? And so when taking the car to the high school for a show, for as visual dangers of reckless driving, the car was broken loose from hauling it, right? They had a trailer where they hauled, and it crashed into another car, causing a fatal accident.
What?
So, okay. So now there's been kind of like that correlation, like I guess this car has been around death, like linked. I don't know. That's weird. Eventually, the CHP took the car to another school where it fell on a student breaking their hip. The car kept falling off the trailer that carried it for about 3 times, and then 2 thieves tried to steal it and got injured. So I guess, like, I don't know. It almost seems to me like it has a mind of its own, dude. Like,
that's a good question.
Okay, let me see.
You know, that's a good question there.
I would like to know the history of the car before Dean got it. That's cool. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because I was thinking about that. I was
Maybe I
thinking
can look that up.
like he got this car and it killed him. You know, like he shouldn't have gotten that.
Let me see if I can find anything.
Yeah, but just quickly, to just quickly add, it's interesting because Paul Walker, he passed away in a Porsche Carrera, right?
Yeah. Oh shoot. You're
Yeah.
right. But I mean, of course, it's not the same. Like, I mean, it is a Porsche, but it's not the same.
But
type, right?
Like I think that they had done some research on how like Porsche Carreras they get into accidents and like they're pretty dangerous because I guess they hold their tanks in the back, right? If I'm not mistaken, like it's in the back area, close to the seats.
So if there was something before the accident, I would figure one accident may make a curse. Okay, so here's the thing. So I was looking it up right now, and it says James bought a brand new Porsche 550 Spider on the 23rd of September of 1955. Little did he know that his name will forever be etched with the Porsche, with people still discussing its curse. So I guess it was brand new, straight out of the dealership, is what that says. I mean, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Paul Walker wasn't driving.
That's correct. He wasn't.
So do you think, Nightmare, if he was driving the car, then maybe the accident wouldn't have happened? Since, I mean, he was very, what do you call it? Like, what do you call it? When
he's good at driving?
Yeah, like when he was really good.
Wasn't his friend good at driving as well?
Well, the Porsche belonged to his friend, right? And so they were driving right there in Santa Clarita. I remember because my cousin, he lives out there, and he was telling me like, dude, like he crashed like around the corner from my house, which was crazy. Or his job. I don't know. It was like right there.
Yeah, that was tragic, right?
Porsche cars are fast cars. They have way more power to weight ratio. Yeah. Paul will know the street. And that's what I was thinking now that you I didn't even think about that until you said that, Nightmare. Like, it's true. Maybe if he would have been driving, maybe like this accident wouldn't have happened. And I remember when his accident happened, because all these videos people started posting videos. And it was weird because like there was this car that stopped, but that car was like, as soon as it hit, it started like going up in flames, which you wouldn't think. I mean, how fast were they going, Like in order for the impact to be that. And people like way like out there said that it sounded like a bomb. when it crashed.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, that because I think like they said since it has the tanks in the back area right behind the
Yeah.
seats, that like it was just like a bad area.
It's in the back right here.
Yeah, like in that area, like next to the seats.
Oh, so if it catches fire, like you're pretty close, like
Yeah.
you're right there. That sucks, dude. That's like a
Yeah.
really like scary way. But they said that when he passed away, like he was already, I think he was already
Because of
dead
injuries.
because of his injuries,
Because
right?
I had heard that he like burned alive. Like he was injured, but he was still alive, and he just burnt
Oh no, I
because
hope that wasn't the
he
case.
couldn't get out of there, because that was like what was stated on his the autopsy report. Yeah, like how he was like severely injured. I think
That's
he
so
like had
sad.
broken a lot of bones.
Oh, and so he couldn't get out?
Yeah, he couldn't
But
get
remember
out.
that there was the car that came and that was filming, and those guys were going to try to help, but they said that it was
like engulfed in flames.
yeah, that it was like they would not have been able to help anyways.
Because it just burst, right?
I don't know. I'm thinking maybe they were racing. That's what I'm thinking, because there was videos too, surveillance from the businesses where it shows the car, how fast it was going, and then like you can see the smoke right after.
Because I don't remember if there was like a documentary or not, but there was.
Hello, GNA. Hey, everybody. I'm not well. I'll be listening, but I can't chat. Oh, I hope you get better.
Yeah, I hope you feel better.
I'm sorry, Diane. Prayers for you. So yeah, so it's
that there was like, I think there was like a little documentary or something that they had done trying to analyze like what happened during that situation, and I think they said that like when they were speeding through that road, because you know how, like I don't know if you're familiar with the road, but like that area, it kind of was like a triangular road, right? So I guess that's why they thought it was convenient to kind of just like, you know, race around, because it was kind of like doing laps, and I guess that's why they wanted to get that location to present like cars, right? Because for simple fact that the road kind of looked like a track, right? So, but they had miscalculated that there was like a like, you know, those little, like not the potholes, but like, you know, like the dips.
Oh yeah, the dips. Yeah, there's dips definitely.
Yeah.
There.
So I guess like they were speeding through the dip that kind of derailed the vehicle. Well, that's what the explanation was on the thing.
Oh, because they did like an actual like investigation.
Yeah, they did an
investigation
and all that.
I remember that.
And I was like, wow,
that's sad.
Yeah, it was very devastating.
Dude, we were so sad. Like
that was so sad, because you know, Paul, he was a decent lad.
He seemed so down to earth and so cool. And he was like raised in the valley, you know, he was a valley boy.
He seemed like a really cool guy and chill. Like he seemed like he was chill.
I don't know. Sad.
That is sad.
So after the car kept giving the CHP all these problems, they decided to get rid of it. And they're like, okay, we, you know, whatever. Actually, yeah. So in 1960, the Porsche mysteriously disappeared and has not been seen since, right? So supposedly the car, I don't know, I think they were taking it somewhere or it was stolen. I don't remember how it disappeared, but it disappeared, you guys. Okay? Somebody took it. And they were offering, I think there was a museum, which is the museum where I got most of this information, the Volo Museum. What is it called? Volo. I wrote it down somewhere. I don't know. I'll find it. But I think it's the Volo Museum of Cars, something like that. And they were offering $1 million bounty to find the Porsche. Okay.
Wow.
And that bounty has been out since 2005. In 2015, a 47-year-old man provided a lead to Dean's old car. He claimed that he and his father were hired to hide a wrecked sports car behind a hidden wall. And the man says that he got a cut from the car. I guess during that time. He
Mhm.
received a cut in his hand, and
Oh. I thought you meant like a financial cut.
no,
like,
I know that came out. That didn't come out right. But yeah, no, he got cut. He got injured by the vehicle when they were moving it behind the wall. This hidden, you know,
yeah.
area. And so I guess he says that which he has a scar. Okay, so I guess that's kind of like his proof. He wanted to put that out there, like the car gave me a cut and now I have a like a scar, right? And he said that the man that was there when he saw, the guys that were wanting him to hide the car was James Dean's friend, which initially had the car in the beginning before it was donated to CHP. So, they even had him take a lie detector test, okay? They're like,
Wow.
"Sir, we don't believe you. So, we're going to put you under the whatever, right? Under the
lie detector test.
Yeah. And we're going to see if you're being honest." And guess what?
He was.
He passed. Okay? But I don't know if they followed his lead. I don't know if they went to this guy's house. I don't know. There's nothing on it. The $1 million bounty's still out, y'all. So if any of you have the car,
you could get $1 million.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
Interesting case.
All right. So we're going to get into a few more, which I'm like, dude, I am not writing it. So I printed it out for Miss Eileen so she can get into the.
Okay. I'm excited about getting into the Kennedy one, man.
All right, but let's first get into the case of England's ghost car crash.
Here we go, guys.
Ghost crash.
The case of England's ghost crash. On a cold December night in 2002, police in Surrey, England, continued to get calls from drivers who kept seeing headlights swerving off the road along the A3 highway. After the police rushed to the scene, they couldn't find a crash. Instead of concluding they had been victims of prank calls, the police searched the area more thoroughly, finally finding a maroon Vauxhall Astra wrecked in a ditch. Inside the nose-down car that had begun to be covered with undergrowth, the police found a body decomposing. What puzzled police was that it was obvious the crash had occurred long before that night due to the state of the body and the undergrowth around the car. The police set the crash as happening 5 months earlier, meaning that the police calling...
The people calling?
Oh yeah, meaning that the police...
meaning that the people calling...
My apologies. The people calling in hadn't seen the Vauxhall Astra veering off the road, or had they? The legend goes that the ghost of the motorist found in the car was trying to call attention to the crash. He used the ghostly headlights to get the attention of motorists and draw them to see his corpse. Instead of remaining trapped in a wrecked car forever, he could finally be laid to rest.
That's crazy.
What?
What do you guys think about that? Yeah, that's the Nightmare. Thank you. He posted the website where I found the information. They also they also have a museum, and they have pretty cool
the Volo Auto Museum. That's the one that you were talking about.
Yeah, Volo Auto Museum. Yeah. So this guy, what do you think? Do you think it was really him?
You know what? Yeah, man. Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, like, wouldn't you want your body to be found, man?
You know what? I would, just to give my family closure. I would be like, just find me.
Find me. I'm over here,
That's crazy, though. I think that's crazy to think that you can be capable like that, an apparition of yourself, or I don't know how that would happen, that finds, I don't know. Which, I mean, there's stories like that happen all the time. Like that one, I don't know if you guys have heard of the story of there was a car that fell in a river under a bridge. And I think that a police officer stopped somebody on that bridge to give them a ticket or something. I don't remember, but he kept hearing somebody like yelling, like a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he kind of looked over and he saw a car underneath the bridge. And so he said that and you can hear it, dude. Like he has a little camera, like one of those, what are they called?
Oh, like GoPros?
The little cameras they carry
The
now?
little police cams?
Yeah. And so he had one on and he's going down towards the car because he's like, oh, there's an accident. Somebody needs help. And in the camera, you can hear a woman like asking for help, right?
Yeah.
And so when he gets to the car, like the mom, I don't know if she died. I think she was dead, dude. And the baby, she had a baby in the back seat in a car seat. And the baby had hypothermia, but she was still alive. And so the cops saved her.
Oh my God.
And so like it's crazy to think that the body cam. It's late and we cannot think, you guys.
Oh my
and so
gosh.
It's crazy to think that if she was dead, right? But in this cam they caught her. Like he said that he kept hearing the woman screaming, which is what he's like, oh, they're still alive. And so, but yeah, she wanted somebody to save her baby.
That's interesting, and I think that maybe for these people, there's like a sense of urgency, right?
Yeah.
And maybe like I mean, I think peace for themselves, but also peace for their loved ones.
Right. Yeah. Right? And that's the case for this England. Yeah. England.
Yeah.
Ghost crash. All right. Let's get into the next one.
Okay. So we're doing the John F. Kennedy. So fascinated with this topic, right? The JFK. Hopefully I'll be able to do like, a story on this. Like that's like one of my goals here, but I don't know. Like it's up to Gloria, right? But hopefully I would be so open to doing one because I'm so interested in the case. Yeah. So John F. Kennedy's Lincoln SSX 100. John F. Kennedy's assassination rocked the nation when it happened. Like Franz Ferdinand's Graf and Stiff, the car that Kennedy was assassinated in began to have a legend around it. The Secret Service gave the navy blue 1961 Lincoln 74A convertible the code name SSX 100. They had added over 200 modifications to the vehicle, but strangely, they didn't add any bulletproof protection to it. As the president rode in his convertible with the top open and the First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy beside him, 3 shots were fired, ending the president's life. The president's assassination wasn't the end of the car's service life. The government used it for 8 more years. That's weird. That's weird. I don't know. Like I don't know how you can do that,
That's crazy.
Like that's
there you go, Eileen.
The intensity.
I do have the CIA release documents on JFK with all the graphic pics.
What?
Oh, that's crazy.
That sounds so interesting.
Send it to our email.
Yeah, that sounds so interesting.
I mean, yeah, we want to do a show on it, but
yeah, I really want to do it, and I really want to since I'm so I really want to be so prepared, to do it. Mm-hmm. And I know Gloria kind of doesn't like too much of the crime ones, right? But that's one of the important ones for me.
Yeah, she did papers in school about it, and
and I got into it,
It's crazy, dude. It's really sad.
Yeah, so officials outfitted the vehicle with bullet-resistant glass, bulletproof roof, and titanium armor plating to make it safer for the next president.
That's
Lyndon Johnson.
I'm sorry, that's messed up because let's not make the same mistake. Like our last president was killed because we forgot to add bulletproof glass.
But
or whatever.
come on, guys, come on. You were gonna let him out, first of all, in a convertible. That sounds dangerous.
Okay, but not even that. Like now they're like, oh, well, since you know what happened to the last guy, so let's
Yeah,
like
but then
upgrade it. Like that's kind of mean, dude. Like, why didn't they just, like did do that since the beginning?
but then why are you gonna like
See, this is how conspiracies happen.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a whole nother like we'll just go into it and spend the rest of
Thank you, Nightmare. Let me see
spend
if
the
I can
rest of the
click on
time
it.
talking about it.
Can I click on it? I think we can. I think we're gonna.
We accidentally kicked
Sorry,
ourselves
guys.
out for a minute
We
there.
kicked ourselves out. Okay.
The link will be up till the stream ends. Try to like copy and paste
Oh,
it.
you
or
know what? Let me
something.
log in. Let me grab it from my phone.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so
Hey, Iris and Mana.
I don't know. I just find it kind of weird that they would still keep the vehicle.
Yeah, but
Like
they
after like
upgraded the vehicle.
yeah, but it's so weird. Like I don't know. It's so weird to do that because it was like the incident that happened was so tragic.
Yeah, that you would think, let's not use this car, you guys,